I am Dr. Deepa Shetty here, and I'm speaking from my clinic called Saukhyam. The mission of Saukhyam is well-being of all. On the same note, for the well-being, what is that we need to do on a daily basis? Apart from eating the food which enhances our immunity, what is that can enhance our immunity on a very different level, which would like to share with you all today. The immunity of our body is a complex mechanism wherein the body is fighting day and day out to keep you away from any kind of foreign invasion and any kind of thing that can create imbalance in your system. So, for that, you need to support this immune system by eating those food which will help you to keep this immune system active. Now, how and which food it is, we can take it in another video. But today I would like to focus on something which you can do mentally to keep this immune system active. For which it's very important that what kind of talk are you doing with your own self. Understand that everything that you say to yourself is heard by your body. It is heard by every system out there, and the way you talk to yourself is going to make your system or your balance inside your body. Isn't that interesting that your internal balance can create a harmony out there to have a very beautiful life and a healthy body and mind? A healthy body will not exist without a healthy mind. As much as it's important for you to know what you should put in the form of food inside your physical body to make a very good body, it's very important also to know what kind of information are you taking in, and the way you are talking with your own self is also going to help you to have a very beautiful internal environment and a beautiful and a healthy body. So let's understand how do we do this error out here. So whatever information you have gathered from the childhood makes a belief system. That's the way we actually process information and form a belief out there, and that's how we interact with the world. The change is something which you have to keep changing inside you to really cross check your belief system. Is it in alignment with your body? Is it in alignment with the changes that is happening in the world? Is it in alignment with the way you have grown and evolved? It's very important that how are you actually aligning yourself to everything around you. Unless you do that, there is no balance within internal and external environment also. Though we speak that whatever we are in, that's more important than whatever the external environment is influencing you. But to create that inner environment, you need to communicate with your own self in a very positive way. By positive, I mean in a healthier way, which can make you feel internally happy about your own self. Now, how do we end up doing this? Now, whenever there is some stressors in your life in terms of change in the environment around you, the change in the situation around you, the things that you deal on everyday basis, something which is uncomfortable for you may cause stress inside you because of the way you are dealing with that, the coping mechanism that you're adapting to it. So the way you are coping with the stressors will act on your body, and that's how you may weaken your immune system, and that's how you can invite a lot of disease. You should be actually very much aware most of the diseases sometimes are not foreign. Your own body is reacting against you. And why is that? Because you are reacting against yourself. You have not been loving to your own self, which is a very important thing that you should start doing from today onwards. And how do we do that? Whenever we come across any kind of stress in our life, or we come across any kind of situation which is difficult for us, what we usually do is we engage into a talk which is not, I wouldn't say negative, but not loving to your own self. Most of the time we personalize it, we blame ourselves for being in that situation, and the way things are, we get into the victim mentality and say this happens to me only and I am only the culprit. So this is a blame game which you play with your own self. I'm not talking about what you do with the environment. I'm here actually focusing about what we do with our own self. And if you don't change that, nothing in the environment can change. So personalizing. Second is magnifying. If the problem is this much, we make it big. We try to accumulate everything that happened in the past and make that right now the present thing to be big. Magnifying. Catastrophizing, that is making it worst. I mean, this happens only to me. It is such a bad day. I mean, how can destiny be so cruel to me? So you make it worst, actually negating everything that positive happened to you. And then polarizing. I mean, you see it in only in good and bad, in the right and wrong, and there's nothing middle out there which can give you a scope to change anything in your life. So first, recognize this that you do too in your self-talk on a daily basis when you encounter a problem. Then find the situation in which most of the time this kind of self-talk comes. Catch yourself doing that. See what you're speaking and what's making you speak like that, and try to change into a talk which can be more loving to your own self. For example, if I feel in a situation I embarrassed and not great, I mean, how can I do this? No, this is the self-talk. It can come. You can say yourself that to yourself that I'm so proud of you for taking this step, and I'm really happy for the courage that you have to do this. If you do some mistake someday in some situation, rather than beating yourself and saying, how can you do this? Say yourself laughingly and lovingly, oh my God, I did that again. Now let me see how can I correct it next time so that I don't get into the situation again. So talking to yourself lovingly, laughingly, jovially is not something which will make you do the mistake again. Trust me on that. When you try to explain your mistake and say that, okay, I did it because I was late and I had to deal with so many things in my life, that's when you're not able to not correct it. What's important is don't beat yourself. Give yourself a chance, like we do most of the time. Tell yourself that I know I'm dealing with a lot of things right now, but I'm sure I'm going to deal with it in a better way. If you are in a situation where you have failed because you're trying it first time or so, rather than saying I did it again, I'm so bad at it, you can always say that it's an opportunity to learn and grow and learn something new. So it takes a little time, but I'm going to learn something new, rather than not getting into that situation again. So you understand the way you talk to your own self, the way we actually love our own self needs to be in a very gentler way, kinder way. That's when it can be actually, shared, or you can be doing it with other people also in the environment. There is a very big challenge out there in terms of changing. It's not that easy that you'll change overnight, but try to catch yourself, get aware, be gentler with your own self, and take one small step every day. I'm sure it will definitely create that environment within you so beautifully that it will change everything inside you into very, very beautiful ease and a healthier environment. Disease is nothing but removing those blocks which are not allowing you to be at ease and learning a new way to hug your own self and love your own self. Once you do that, it's very easy to actually transmit it to the environment also. And there are times when we face challenges, but we will learn to deal with it in a very better way, in a healthier way for ourselves and others. Hope this video has added some value to your life. My intention is only to do that. Thank you for listening to me, and do leave a comment in the comment section. Thanks a lot. See you again.